Hello there, it's time for business. Now, the Ghana Chamber of Mines believes that the use of technology to mine bauxite in the Atiwa forest could minimize the likely negative impact to the forest reserve. Government this year signed a deal to allow Sino-Hydro of China to mine bauxite from the Atiwa forest in exchange for a $2 billion loan, a deal that has been criticized by some civil society groups. However, the chief executive of Ghana Chamber of Mines, Suleiman Kone, has told Joy Business the move is welcomed if only the mining company will deploy the best technology to reduce negative environmental impact.
It's aloof and assume that, look, everybody would come here, then naturally we'll be overtaken. What we need to do is to expand the horizons, ensure that investors are aware of the conducive environments in Ghana, with the right expertise to be able to really work, harmoniously with various stakeholders, particularly policymakers, to ensure that they have that certainty, because certainty is the critical thing. Predictability of the investment regime is the critical thing. So it's important that even as we engage, as we want to reposition ourselves, as we say, as the hub of mining investment in West Africa, we should have an eye on the predictability and the certainty within the jurisdiction. I think the reality about the mining industry is about technology. It's about best practices. Are there technologies which would help us to mine our God-given resources in a manner that will not affect the environment and communities? If that technology is there, if it can be proven, then naturally this is something we actually go for. So for us, it's not blanket mine or not mine. What are the circumstances around the technology which is going to be deployed, and how successful would it be? What would be the impacts on the environment as well as the communities downstream? So for us, that is the issue. So we don't have a yes or no answer. It depends upon how this has to be done and whether those best practices are actually deployed. Thank you.
Kumawu district is creating economic opportunities for indigents as a means to increase local revenue generation. Officials look to make up for overstretched district assembly common fund, which is being used to build assembly offices. Nanaya Ojima visited the area and found this report.
The assembly receives only 256,000 Ghana cedis at its share of the common fund quarterly. This is because a chunk of the amount from central government goes into this two-story office complex project due for completion late next year. District Chief Executive Samuel Ade Ajikum explains how this affects the assembly.
It's never enough and has never been enough for you to prosecute the agenda. So what you have to do is that you need to look at your books, make sure you stay in the budget. So even if you owe a contractor, you could clearly see that when the amount is released quarterly, you'll be able to get some that can pay the overhead cost.
Internally generated fund target stands at 903,000 Ghana cedis, out of which 813,000 Ghana cedis has been collected. This has been used to finance several development projects, mostly construction and rehabilitation of schools. The pressure has forced officials to explore more economic potentials of the area. One of several strategic markets being built for the purpose has been completed at Oyoko. With water system and other improved conditions, traders are expectant of high sales. She says, we were trading under umbrellas. We had to pack out whenever it rained. This has really affected our trade over the years. She says, we will plea to all traders here to join us in the market. We can drive more people if we are all concentrated in the new market. An ongoing road project will increase tarred roads to 90%, in addition to improvement of farm roads. With this, carting of food to market centers will be easier, reducing post-harvest losses and increased income for farmers.
We take Domase up to Agogo, Tari Road, which is another 27 kilometers. We've constructed it, tarred it. It's now more trouble. Earlier it wasn't engineered at all. You go to Oyoko Junction to Banko, we are done. You go to the Sechere to Akrofonso, Mampo Akrofonso, we are done. Akrofonso to Asamai is done. From Oyoko, so far as roads are concerned, and there are town roads. Wadomase, Kumeru town roads, work is ongoing.
Tourism is also receiving attention so as to generate more money for the assembly. Nana Ojima reporting.